One of the things that sort of impressed me and shocked me was just how much people play our game. I see that one of the key feedbacks we're getting now is people have run out of content. They're like, I've played everything there is to play in the game. I played 1,000 hours since it launched, so that's kind of crazy. Hi everybody, my name is Joel Bylos and I am the Chief Creative Officer at Funcom and the Creative Director on Dune Awakening. Chapter 2 is our first big update to Dune Awakening, and it comes in two parts. The free part, we've added a bunch of new dynamic events to the world. So as you're traveling around the world, you'll see these moments start to take place. You'll see a flare go up and you go and investigate and there's a merchant there who's stranded or something else is going on. And then in addition to that, the main story of the game, the main narrative continues. It starts with a phone call. You have to go back to Harko village, talk to your contacts there, and then you find out that someone is murdering people in Arrakis, and you get drawn into the heart of this murder mystery, which is called the Process Verbal, which is a part of the strictures of law within the Imperium of Dune. And then we have the DLC part, which is called the Lost Harvest, which is a new secret mission line that involves a bunch of underground stuff going on and includes like a new vehicle and some new cosmetics. When we're building these chapters, Funcom's approach is to try and always create a free part and a paid part in the DLC. So the free part of the chapter includes the main story. And the main story comes with a lot of cosmetics, and so does the events that we're adding to the game. They add, cosmetics, including the big event that happens before the DLC. Then we have the DLC itself. The DLC, we try to make sure that we don't increase player power in there. We try to keep it even. So the idea is you get rewarded for doing the quest lines in the DLC with cosmetics, with skins, armor sets, and you get like the tread wheel, the vehicle that you can build. Players will 100% not be disadvantaged if they don't purchase the DLC. In fact, we've tried to make it so that if your friend owns the DLC, they can build a tread wheel and give you the vehicle from the DLC if you want to drive around. It's a two-player vehicle, so it's a lot of fun for two people as well. One of the things that I always wanted players to feel is that we made a really true to Dune experience, that the game feels like we captured the atmosphere of the books and the movies, that we made them feel like they were living on that planet. The question I'm always thinking about is, how do we keep going beyond the basic material from the books without changing that tone, without making people feel like we've jumped the shark, as they say. I knew Dune was like a good game and fun to play. What I was surprised by when it launched was just how sticky, addictive it kind of was for people. One of the reasons the game is so sticky is we describe Dune as like a distraction simulator. And what that means is that like you go into the game and you have a plan for the thing that you want to do. And then suddenly you find a mission. And you're like, oh, I've got a mission now. Well, I might go do the mission instead. And the thing that was going to take you 1 hour, you end up spending 4 or 5 hours. Eventually you get to the goal, but you get distracted along the way. And I think in terms of game design, it's intentional from us that players always feel like they can create new goals and new tasks for themselves as they play. So I have a plan for 10 years. So that means we're working towards a goal. We kind of know where the finish line is in terms of the story, what we're trying to build. We know kind of what the updates should be along the way. Chapter 2 is obviously about to release. Chapter 3 is coming. Chapter 3 is where we're putting a lot of focus on what we call the end game. It's where we're going to take the Landsrad system to the next level. We're going to improve a lot of the features and systems around that, talking to that repeatability and that end game content for people. And then Chapter 4, well, there's some pretty cool and exciting stuff and very different kind of environments from Dune coming up in Chapter 4. We have in between every month, we're doing big patches as well to the game. In these patches, you'll find that we're consistently updating the end game of Dune, continually adding new features. Quality of life improvements is a big one for us. We're very focused on making sure that people feel like the game gets better in how they play it. And then the deep desert and areas like that, we're going to continue to add layouts and make kind of new gameplay puzzles for people to solve.